Since humans have been exploring and traveling the vastness of space, many insights have been gained and unsolved mysteries have been discovered. Some of these puzzles may yet to be solved, others will remain a mystery forever. We have found 10 photos that still hold unsolved secrets. Myths and scientific theories entwine around these photos. But what is behind them? If you like our videos, please support us with a thumbs up, subscribe to Simply Space, and enjoy the videos that will be waiting for you in the future. Let us begin our journey through the vastness of the universe. The hexagon on Saturn. The space probe Voyager 2 photographed Saturn almost 40 years ago. The photos brought many new insights, but also some still unsolved mysteries. These include photos showing a hexagonal structure at the North Pole of the ringed planet. But this is not a solid structure in the landscape. Researchers came to the conclusion that the hexagon is a flow vortex. This vortex consists of storms and clouds, that is, a seemingly endless and massive storm. However, it's not yet completely clear how this eddy can maintain itself over such a long period of time and still retain its stable shape. Conjecture suggests that the center of the storm must be deeper than assumed. Some researchers speak of a depth of hundreds of kilometers, others of thousands of kilometers. How such a unique eddy was formed can also only be explained theoretically. Since Saturn is a gas giant, the equator rotates much faster than the poles. This creates the Coriolis force, which in turn could be the trigger for such a storm. The STS-75 incident. Was there an attempt to cover up a UFO sighting? According to NASA, nothing unusual happened on the STS-75 mission. But video recordings and photos suggest otherwise. In 1996, a strange incident occurred during a NASA space shuttle mission. The tethered satellite system was to be subjected to standard tests. But the connecting cable with a length of several kilometers broke. What happened then was mysterious. Astronauts involved in the mission were able to film and photograph the whole thing. Special cameras showed a 20-kilometer-long cable flying uncontrolled through space. Then, amazing things happened. Several circular objects, with a hole in the middle, seemed to follow the cable. According to official reports, these were only ice and dust particles. But the stable shape of the objects indicates solid missiles. The partly transparent objects seem to have appeared out of nowhere. Since they flew behind the cable, solar reflections can also be ruled out. So what actually happened in February 1996? Strange black spots on Pluto. The dwarf planet is the outermost celestial body in our solar system. With a distance of over 3 billion kilometers to the Earth, it seems to be unreachable forever. NASA's New Horizons space probe took amazing pictures at a distance of over 4 million kilometers. The giant patches that can be seen on Pluto's surface posed a mystery to astronomers. The spots are on the side of Pluto that is oriented towards Charon. Charon, with a diameter of 1,208 kilometers, is the largest of 5 moons orbiting the dwarf planet. The size of the individual spots is estimated at almost 500 kilometers. Particularly striking is the uniformity with which the spots appear. It is not yet clear what they are. Scientists have so far only been able to make guesses. The dark spots could therefore be valleys, plateaus, or differences in brightness on a smooth surface. Also, craters of meteorite impacts would be plausible. A clear answer will not be given for the time being. When the next time a probe will come into reachable proximity for better photos is not yet foreseeable at the moment. So the black spots will remain an unsolved mystery for the time being. The strange sphere. NASA's Solar Dynamics Observatory mission, launched in 2011, brought amazing results. The probe was developed to explore the sun and its radiation. A sequence of photos shows a mysterious object in the orbit of the sun. This mysterious sphere was stationary for several days before moving away from the sun again. Based on the images, one can assume that the object would suck energy from the sun. According to NASA, however, this is a natural event that could be caused by radiation and storms. But what exactly happened is not yet clear. This is exactly why many who saw the images believe that it was something supernatural or even an extraterrestrial flying object. A mysterious luminous object, also recorded by the Solar Dynamics Observatory, was a mysterious and radiant object. In July 2012, a photo was taken showing an object from which light seems to be radiating. This object was not far from the sun at the time of the photo. Calculations have shown that the object is larger than our Earth itself. But what is hidden behind the photo? At first sight, it seems that we are dealing with a kind of stargate. After all, the radiating light makes it look like an entrance or exit. Others see a spaceship or a gigantic intergalactic life form. The simplest explanation, however, would be a mistake in the photograph. What do you think was photographed here? The Ceres Pyramid. Ceres is the smallest dwarf planet in our solar system. With a diameter of just 964 kilometers, it is significantly smaller than the Earth's moon. Ceres is in its orbit between Mars and Jupiter, that's to say within easy reach of the Dawn space probe, which was able to take amazing photos of the celestial body in 2015. Unique structures can be seen from a distance of only 1,400 kilometers. The images also suggest that there is frozen water beneath the surface. The ice could have come to the surface through asteroid impacts. But a structure on the dwarf planet still amazes scientists and astronomers alike. A mountain in the shape of a pyramid with a diameter of over 12 kilometers can be seen in the photos. Such a structure is unique to date. Only on Earth are there still pyramids, and they were built by humans. The X-shaped comet. Comets usually have a rather round appearance. They are the remnants of a solar system that is formed and travels through the vastness of space at an unstoppable speed. This comet also flies through space at a speed of over 1,100 kilometers per hour. The mysterious object was discovered only a few years ago with the Hubble telescope. The pictures show the distinct shape, which looks like an X. While first thought suggests an extraterrestrial spaceship, researchers have already established a theory. The comet could have been formed by the impact of two objects, which must have had the force of a nuclear explosion. This theory has not yet been proven, but at the moment, it's the most obvious explanation. The strange Black Knight. The object that was named Black Knight is in orbit around the Earth. Many conjectures and theories about the object and its origin have been established and spread over the decades. According to official sources, it's merely a lost thermal blanket. But sightings before manned spaceflight also mention this strange object. Black Knight was first photographed during mission STS-88 in 1998. Because of its unusual shape, many suspected an extraterrestrial spaceship or satellite that was put into orbit by aliens to observe mankind. Then there is the fear that radio waves are emitted by Black Knight, but measurements could not confirm this. Another theory is that the object is a remnant of a German satellite that was launched into space in 1938. However, there is no proof of this either. So maybe it's just space junk after all. Nevertheless, the wild speculations have spurred creative minds, and in 2015 a short film entitled Black Knight Decoded was made. The Gemini flights and the sightings of UFOs. The Gemini missions are also known as the Bridge to the Moon, because even before the first moon landing, astronauts were still traveling in space. While Gemini 1 was still unmanned in 1961, the later missions were among the first manned spaceflights in history. In 1965, Gemini 6 and Gemini 7 took off and began their flights in Earth's orbit. During the missions, there was even an unscheduled meeting of the two shuttles. The crew of Gemini 6 later reported a sighting of an unidentified flying object that apparently flew towards Earth at the time of the sighting. The astronauts were even able to recognize a pilot in that spacecraft who was wearing a red suit. Was it aliens or possibly a Russian shuttle flying back to Earth? Only 1 year later, a mysterious photo was taken of the Gemini 10. It shows a glowing flying object. This spaceship could never be identified. This could also be a Russian shuttle. The Comet 67P. It may sound like science fiction, But Comet 67P is the first one a spacecraft landed on. ESA, the European Space Agency, launched a mission in March 2004 that should bring us new information about the origin of life. The Comet 67P, which is home to 4.6 billion years old matter, was the perfect candidate for the mission. But the deployment of the landing unit Philae turned out to be more difficult than expected. Despite the unsuccessful landing, a lot of data about the nature of the comet could be sent to Earth. In the end, a success for ESA and its mission. Half a year before the landing, a photo of the comet's surface was taken, showing a shiny, unknown object. On closer inspection, one can get the impression that this object hovers slightly above the surface. What could we be dealing with here? Maybe someone or someone else has already landed on the comet, or is it just a shiny rock? These are only some unsolved riddles. What do you think the images are all about? Are we dealing with aliens, unknown shuttles, or just imaging errors?